Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain about the sets concept in Python. Okay. So I think everybody are familiar with the list concept, tuples concept, and now we are going to discuss about the sets concept. And in upcoming session, we are going to discuss about the dictionaries. See, these four are the built-in data types of the Python. Okay. So you need to find out the difference between list and tuples and sets. Okay. So what is the difference between the list and tuple? So list allows you to modify the data, whereas the tuples will not allow you to modify the data. Lists are ordered, and I mean the elements have to be in order means order. Okay, so order is very important for list. So for tuples also order is very important. Okay, so for list and tuples, common point is they have to be in order. The data elements have to be in order, and lists allow duplicate values. Tuples also duplicate allows duplicate values. What is the difference then? List will not List is allowing you to modify the content, whereas tuple will not allow you to modify the content, right? So now you have to find the difference between the list, tuples and sets. Okay, so I give a very simple tip to you. So you just remember the list, so automatically you will be remembering the sets, because see, completely opposite. The list and the sets are completely opposite. Lists are ordered, sets are not ordered. Lists are changeable, sets are not changeable. Lists allow duplicate values, sets won't allow duplicate values. Okay, so for list concept, you remember, if you remember, you are using the square brackets, for tuples parentheses, and for sets you have to use the flower brackets. Okay, so let me create the sets. Say for example, s is equal to, say, let me write something like apple here. Okay, and say banana, and next say kiwi. Okay, so this is what I would like to store the data. And say if I write kiwi again, okay, so let's see here what's going to happen. Okay, so here you can see here. Okay, so it seems that, okay, it's not giving any warning to you, but it will store the data only once. So it clearly indicates, I mean, you are trying to store multiple times the data, as multiple times. Okay, but it will not store multiple times. Okay, so it is avoiding the duplicate values. So lists, the sets won't allow duplicate values, please remember. Okay, and when you print it, okay, so when you print, see, the data actually, you stored in what order, that order it's not coming, right? So kiwi is coming here. So order is not important for sets. Okay, and you cannot change the values because you don't have any index here, so you cannot change the values. Okay, so please remember the important three things. Sets are not in order, they are not changeable, they will not allow duplicate values. Okay, so now let's try to add some data. Say for example, if I wanted to add the data, okay, adding is possible. Okay, so adding, say for example, if I would like to add something like oranges. Okay, and say oranges by using add function. Okay, now let's see, say oranges is coming first. Okay, so this is how we can add the data. And just imagine that there is another set you have. Say for example, um, something like brinjal. Okay, and something like potatoes. Okay, so these are some vegetables I'm writing here. Okay, some mistake here. Okay, sorry, just let me correct this mistake. Yeah, okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to update like this. Say yes dot update function. I'm using a function called update function, and I'm going to bring the data from another set called R. Okay, so let's see, done. Okay, now see R, now see yes value. See, we got the data from R, means the brinjal and potatoes data also have been added here. Okay, so by using update function, you can add all the content from another set. By the way, not only from set, you can add the data from the list also. Say for example, L is equal to, say something like a 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Okay, say now yes dot update function. I'm using and say L. Okay, and now you see here. Okay, so this is how the data can be added from the set can be updated from the another data types also. Okay, if you wanted to add a single value, use the add function. If you wanted to get all the data from another set or another list or another tuple, you can use the update function. Okay, so hope everybody understand about this, right? Okay, and let me go ahead. Right. So now if I say, if I wanted to remove say s dot pop function, I think you remember, right? So pop function, s dot, so pop function if I'm using, so pop is going to delete the first element in the set, right? So now let's use another function called a remove function, s dot remove function. So I hope everybody know. So whenever you are removing any data, you must know the data. Okay, you must know what you are removing. So if I wanted to remove the word brinjal, say for example, then brinjal I will write here and I will say enter. So then what is happening here? The word brinjal has been removed. You can see here. So there is no brinjal word here, right? So remove function is doing this. So if you do the same operation again, already the data you have removed. So if you try to remove the data which is already removed, obviously, yes, it's gonna give a error. But dear students, there is another function to remove the data. So that is a discard function. Say for example, yes dot discard function, and this time I would like to delete or remove the oranges. Okay, so you can see there is no oranges. So if I do this again, I mean if I discard this again, so what will happen? It won't give any error. Okay, so that is the difference between the remove and discard function. So when you remove any data, the data can be removed by remove function, but once you removed and again if you try removing, it will give a error like this. But discard is not like that. So once you remove the data by using discard function and you try again removing the data by discard function, again the second time it won't give any uh, warnings to you. Okay, and let me remove the data from the, okay, so there is another function called say union function. So before that, so something like let me write here some k is equal to let me take 4 comma 5 comma 7, sorry, 7 comma 8 comma 9. Okay, so this is one more set I have created, right? So now what I'm going to do, s and k, I'm going to apply the operation called union. So if you remember union's concept, okay, so might be in your school days you have studied, right? Say for example something like d is equal to say, I mean final result I'm going to store in a d. Okay, so s dot union, okay, union k. So what is going to happen here? So the k values are going to be united with the s values and going to store in a variable called d. And next after this, when I say d, when I print d, so in d this see already s values are there and this k values are there. So what is the common data? That common data will not reappear again. So you can notice here 4 5 will not repeat in d again. It will repeat only one time. You can notice that. See, that's what I'm saying. So when you apply union, only the common data in both the sets is going to come here. Okay, and finally let me show you d dot clear. So because d is what a, d is a set, right? So now let me apply the clear function and say d. So finish. So it is empty now. Okay, the set is empty. There is no data here. Okay, previously there used to be data, but now we have cleared the data. So that's all about the sets concept. So set is also sets. What is a set? Set is one of the built-in data type, and whatever the variables names you are taking, that is a set here. So k is a set here, s is a set here, d is a set here. So set is also a kind of a variable which is allowing you to store multiple values, whereas the difference between the other data types and this is that the sets will not allow you to store duplicate values, will not allow you to modify the content, and will not allow you to follow an order. I mean, order is not important for the sets. Okay, so that's all about the sets. So thank you, and if you have any doubts, please get back to me.